Thank you for being here this morning. And welcome to Maria, who's joining us for the first time. So as you know, today is the last of this series of classes. So for the last few weeks, we have been exploring each week a different chakra. We've been moving down from the root chakra, progressively upwards. And today we will be bringing some awareness to the upper chakra, to the eighth chakra in our series of classes. So before we begin, I would like to just give a small introduction to what this is about and what we will be doing during the class. So with all of the other chakras, it's been quite clear the relation that they have maybe with the physical body or with some emotions. However, when we talk about this chakra, which we call sahasrara, it's actually technically not defined as a chakra because it's not so related to the physical body and the mental system as we know it. In fact, it's symbolized by a lotus of 1,000 petals, which is way beyond the number of petals which are symbolizing the energy in the different chakras or energy systems. So we can say it's something well beyond and more expansive than we can possibly comprehend. But just to give us the idea, let's say up until Agya chakra, the energy has a polar quality, which means that we have this sensation of duality. We also see this symmetry and this two-sidedness in our body, even up to here where we have the eyes, the brain. But beyond then, we're actually coming to what is known as this quality of union. So what we can say about union is that as long as our consciousness is related to the body, our perception is always from a dual perspective. It's me and the other, me and the world. There's always this duality. We feel separate. So this is a part of being human, but at the same point, it's also a part of our suffering because we are aspiring constantly to have this feeling of union with the other in our relationships, or this quality of merging with the other. We know, for example, even in nature, when we have this moment of complete fulfillment, it's when we have this sensation of union with our environment. So if you can imagine yourself swimming in the sea or just floating in the sea, we have this moment of being the sea or being water, really just allowing ourselves to flow into the element. So this is what we could describe as this quality of union. So when we're talking about this on a more of an existential level, we're saying that when the consciousness arises to this plane, we actually directly experience union. So this happens in moments during our daily life, but we're usually not aware of it. It also can happen in powerful moments. It can also happen during the process of orgasm. It is this moment where we actually forget that we are a separate entity. So this is classified as a spiritual experience. It's classified as a transcendental experience because we no longer feel identified with our body or our personality. However, as we can imagine, this is not a state in which we can carry out our daily functions, i.e. we need to operate on a dual level in order to relate to this world. So we can say it's more characterized by spiritual experiences of awakening. It's related to wisdom, our wisdom self. And at the same time, we have the opportunity to experiment this state within the body, although the final culmination of the permanence of this state, we could say, occurs at death, or in the state of very deep sleep, because when you're sleeping very deeply, you can't actually identify yourself as a separate being. There is an experience which is beyond this body. So as we can see, we're talking about something quite subtle. And as it is related to the top of the head and the space above the head, we could say if we wanted to do a physical practice for activating this chakra, probably the best thing would to have you standing on your head for 20 minutes. But we know that this is not so practical. It's not necessarily the best thing for our bodies, because we can actually, damage even the neck. I personally have a delicate neck, so I can't really be doing that practice for a long time anyway. So what we're going to do during this hour that we are together is that we will begin to draw the energy up from the lower chakras. So we're going to be rising the energy up towards the head. We will experiment a posture on the head at the end of the class. And obviously we will be activating above all our central column, which we call Sushumna Nadi. So we're going to be, you can even imagine that you're going to be drawing the energy up through the chakras, through the central column, up towards the top of the head. Now, if we keep our energy at the top of our head, it may be very nice, but maybe it's not functional. So if we have to go back to our normal lives and concentrate on stuff, and we do need to bring the energy back into our body. And as Tantra also says, whatever goes up also has to come down. Yeah. So as long as we have a body, the energy will naturally come down when you drink water, when you eat, when you start moving. But what we're going to do is at the end of the class, we're going to drop the energy back down towards the heart space. And in fact, there's a very close relationship between sahasrara and also a very subtle heart center, which is actually another chakra, which we won't mention today, in the heart center, which is the spiritual heart. So we're going to allow this energy to come, and then we're going to, at the end, draw it back into the heart as a way of finishing this practice today. So if you do have a delicate neck area, then in the final posture, just be a little bit more careful and don't force yourself. Okay, good. So let's get to it. Let's begin the practice. You can come to your mat. Okay. So you can find a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes and just bring the awareness into the body. And I invite you to settle your awareness into the top of the head. And connect with the energy which is beyond the body. Allowing yourself to connect with the mystery of life, with the expansive and universal and eternal energy with the creative force, and also with all other planes of existence which are invisible to our human eyes and understanding. And we're going to honor this by singing together the mantra Aum, pronouncing these three sounds, the A with a big open mouth, El U, closing the lips towards each other, and then resounding inside your head the humming sound. Good. You can slowly open your eyes and come to a standing position. If you do want to connect more deeply with this practice, I do encourage you to practice with your eyes closed. So if you don't need the visual contact, you feel confident enough, you may even like to keep your eyes closed, or even you can switch off the video to really come more deeply on an internal plane during the practice for today. I'll leave that up to your individual choice. As we stand on our feet, we're going to be aware of the vertical axis of the body, be aware of the spine, and we're going to bring our attention into the head area to prepare this space. So you can drop the chin down towards the chest and initiate some circles, keeping the jaw nice and relaxed and the shoulders. And once you've completed this circle, change direction. And after this circle, you can center your head, keep your eyes closed, take a nice breath. And just be very aware of the sensations and the quality of mind, centering your attention fully. And we're going to keep on moving the head. You can turn the head towards the left shoulder, towards the right shoulder, diagonal in each direction, and very gently backwards as well. Let's repeat towards the left, towards the right, diagonally on each side, and gently backwards. Do one more round by yourself. Coming back into the center, keep the eyes closed, breathe spontaneously. And once again, just really refine your awareness to be aware of what's coming for you, what's coming up in the head and in the mental space. And you can focus your attention up toward the center of the forehead, allowing the eyes internally to rise upwards. You can touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, and then just move the head from one side to the other, just dropping the ear down towards the shoulder on each side, finding a rhythm which works for you. So maybe you want to go a little bit faster. Just shaking gently the head, but with the attention very much raised upwards in towards the forehead space, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Allow the breath to deepen if you need. Go a little bit more slowly, finding your way back to the center. And as you come back to stillness, relax the eyes, relax the tongue. Sustaining a very concentrated awareness. Good. And you can feel or visualize the spine now. And begin to mobilize the shoulders, lifting and dropping. And you can go a little bit faster, bringing some heating energy into the body. And also just letting any tension drop away, any muscular tension. Preparing the energy in the central column for channeling the energy during the class. And you can deepen the breath. And just leave it, even letting it out on the out breath, any tension. Slow it down now, coming back towards your center, relax fully. And you can take a good yawn to just release in your jaw as well. And as you settle into silence and stillness, just be aware of the sensations which arise, especially from the spine, the central column. That's wonderful. You can interlace your fingers now, press the palms downwards, lift the arms. release the arms, relax the shoulders. If you need to separate your feet a little bit to be more stable. And just feel this opening into the rib cage and this ease that it brings to the breath. Good. So we're going to practice Sushumna Vidya in this exercise. You can separate your legs, bend your knees, your feet are pointing outwards. Place the hands on the top of the thighs. As you breathe out through the mouth, just lean forwards. As you breathe in, coming back up, hold the breath inwards and press the hands down against the thighs, allowing the shoulders to come up, and just feel that you're separating the legs from the trunk, stretching out and lengthening the spine. And when you need to breathe out, just bend the elbows and release the air through the mouth again. You can repeat to breathe in through the nose, hold the breath, pressing down, really bringing some awareness into your central column. On a physical level, stretching out the spine. On an energetic level, drawing the energy in through the top of the head. During this breath retention, you can imagine this energy flowing from the top of the head down towards the base of the spine, bringing some luminosity into your structure. Continue a couple more rounds. And if you're comfortable with the breath retention, you can even prolong this hold a little bit longer. Just lengthen the breath retention. Good. So you can finish the round that you're doing, coming back into your center pose. Sustaining the eyes closed unless you're dizzy. Just feel this lengthening in the spine, this vitality which is flowing into the body. And bringing the awareness up to the top of the head. Maybe you notice some tingling or just some opening and sensitivity. Good. Okay. So we'll do one more warming exercise. We're going to rise up onto the tip of our toes, lifting the arms above the head. Breathing out, bending the knees, coming down as far as you can comfortably, keeping the arms as lifted as possible. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, lowering the heels, bending the knees, the arms drop to the sides. And once again, breathing in, coming up onto the tiptoes, abdomen and glutes active, breathing out, bending the knees, feeling this very central column, breathing in to come up, breathing out, lowering the heels, bend the knees, drop the arms, come back into your center. Separate your feet a little bit more. Keep the palms facing forward. And from this space of stillness, just be aware of what is rising for you. Be fully present within your body. Feeling not only what's coming on a physical level, but also the energy body expressing itself. Good. Okay. So we're going to continue with our sustained postures today. So we're going to begin with our forward bend to really connect into our root chakra. So you can keep your feet close without touching them. Join your hands to begin with in front of the chest area. Breathing in, rising up the arms above the head, separating the hands. And as you breathe out, bend forward from your hips like a hinge, slowly coming forward as you drop down. And you can grab onto your elbows initially, releasing the head, feeling the force of gravity, which is lengthening the spine thanks to the weight of the head. And you can then release the elbows, let the hands drop down towards the ground. Maybe your hands meet the ground or not. Don't worry if they don't reach. And there will be a pulling sensation on the back of the legs. If it's too much, you can just bend very slightly the knees. But at the same time, be aware that you're opening up this back region, this chain of muscles, but also on an energetic level, you're really lengthening. And this is the back of the body, which we will be generating more awareness in the practice. So bring the awareness to the breath, and as you breathe in, draw the energy from the earth up through the legs to the base of the spine. As you breathe out, just imagine the energy flowing through the spine, through the central column, through the arms, hands, back into the ground. You can be aware of any resistance which comes in your mind, but just let those thoughts flow outwards with the out-breath back into the earth, so that you can really sustain a quality of equanimity and purpose, positive purpose in your practice. Good. You can bend the knees slightly, rooting the feet, roll upwards vertebra by vertebra. If you can, keep your eyes closed, taking your time to come back to your center. Be aware of the sensations which are arising for you, but above all, be aware of the rooting of the feet, the legs, and the awakening of the first chakra, which gives you some stability and sensation of security. Good. We're going to complement this by bringing some energy into the second chakra. In this practice, be more gentle if you have any lower back issues. So you can breathe in and lift the arms up above the head. Really stretch upwards, and then displace your weight slightly towards the toes. Lift the sternum up towards the sky, creating this stretching upwards and slightly backwards, bringing the arms, if you can, behind the ears. You can keep the eyes closed, the buttocks active, and really connect with the cosmic energy inviting this flow to come through the hands, through the arms, through the trunk, collecting into the pelvis, into the second chakra. And please don't force in this practice. If it's too much, come back into a vertical pose, and you can continue with the arms up and just channel with your intention. That's enough. Come back into your vertical position and slowly bring the arms down. Keep the eyes closed. Take a nice breath. And of course, you will feel the energy in the arms, maybe even the top of the head. But as the energy begins to settle, you can bring the awareness in towards the second chakra, Swadhisthana. And you can place the hands in the lower abdomen area, just helping you to root the awareness here. Good. So for our third practice, we're going to bring some awareness up into the abdominal area. And for here, we're going to really combine two practices, which I think we've already seen at some point together. In the first one, we are going to move the belly inwards and outwards just to generate some heat and energy in this chakra. And then we're going to complement it by drawing the belly inwards and upwards. And this is going to help bring the energy even higher, but also it's going to be bringing the attention back into the central column. So just to remind you of what we're doing in this particular practice, I'm going to come a little bit closer just so you can see. So in the first round, we will be breathing out through the mouth. Without breathing in, you can just move the belly inwards and outwards. And when you need to breathe in, draw in some breath through the nose. Hold the breath. And release through the mouth, bending your elbows, allowing yourself to drop forward. Let's repeat that. Without breathing in, steady yourself on your knees, and you can move your belly in and out as if you were shaking out a blanket which is full of dust. When you need to breathe in, relax the belly, breathe in through your nose. Hold the breath inwards a few seconds, just letting the belly hang. Feel the energy in this space. And in the next few rounds, we're going to begin to draw the energy upwards. So you breathe out through the mouth. Don't breathe in. Draw the belly inwards and upwards. Release the belly to breathe in through the nose. Sustain a few seconds. And let's try again. Breathe out through the mouth. Empty the lungs completely. Sustain the breath outwards. Draw the belly in. Relax, breathe in through the nose. Hold the breath slightly. And one more round. So breathe out, release all the air. Absorb the belly inwards and upwards. Relax the belly, breathe in through the nose. And then release. Come back to your center. And just be aware of the sensations arising for you. Feel the continued rising of the energy up in the body. And you can place the right hand over the navel, the left hand on top, just really being aware of the activation of Manipur chakra. Good. And as this area of the body is very much related to the forehead with Agya chakra, we're just going to do a balancing pose, which is also helping us to activate more the mental energies, our concentration, and balancing out our polarities. So we're going to work with the simple tree pose. You will need probably to keep your eyes open for this one. Transfer your weight to the left leg. You can place the right foot onto the inner thigh, joining the hands, drawing the energy up the left side, up to the left side of the forehead, lifting the arms above the head if you're comfortable with this. And very much keeping the attention one-pointed, awakening this inner eye. And if at some point you slip or you fall, there's no problem. You can always come back again. Good. You can slowly release the pose now. And with the eyes closed, just be aware of what's coming for you on the left side. Drawing the energy up towards the left side of the forehead. Cultivating this awareness of this chakra. And you can balance out with the other side, transferring your weight onto the right foot, lifting the left foot up. The hands together. And when you're ready, rising up the branches of your tree. Energy up towards the forehead, so the spine center of the right side. slowly come down. Eyes are closed. Being aware of the energy on the right side. And you can draw the awareness up towards the forehead, feeling this activation in Agya Chakra. And you might like to just wet one finger with some saliva and place it on the center of the forehead. Then drop the hand and keep on concentrating on this fresh point, connecting with your inner eye, this point where the polarity of the body, the energy of both sides of the body converges. Finding this inner balance, restoring this balance between the left and the right. Finding your unified self. Good. So you can come down to a lying posture. I invite you to lie face downwards. If the floor is cold, like is my case this morning, it's a bit chilly, you might like to lay a blanket down underneath you. And just find a comfortable position. Good. So you can place your hands underneath your shoulders now. Activate your legs, bringing your pubic bone down towards the ground. The elbows close to the body. And as you breathe in, begin to lift up the chest and the head, using the strength in your back. And as you breathe out, slowly come down again. We're going to repeat this another couple of times. Breathing in, lifting up, feeling the strength in your back. Breathing down, out as you come down, keeping the buttocks activated. And on this next time, you can root your palms of your hands and push yourself slightly up. And as you breathe out, once again coming down very gradually. Breathing in, coming up, rooting the hands without forcing, but seeing how high you can lift the body and the chest. And breathing out, coming down. And on the final time, you can come up and stay up. And so that the elbows are feeling a bit more comfortable and you can sustain this posture, just slide your hands forward slightly so the arms can be straight. And rise the sternum a little bit higher. Although the eyes are closed, the gaze, the inner gaze is up towards the sky. A serene expression on the face, an opening in the chest area. If it's too difficult to sustain, you can drop the elbows down towards the ground, but just keep the chest upwards. And although there is clearly a building of the energy in the pelvic area, just draw your awareness up towards the chest. And at the same time, just really imagine that you are basking in the rays of the sun, and that this bright light is shining on your chest area, so you can sustain your awareness in the heart space. Be aware of the gentle breath in the heart space, cultivating a quality of aspiration, so that all of this more dense creative energy, which is also a sexual energy in the pelvic area, can rise up and transform in something more subtle, very much related to this quality of love, free from conditioning, expectations, or any comparing or judgment, just really fully coming into this unconditional loving. Good, that's enough. So you can very slowly come down, really sustain yourself as you come down. Place the forehead on the hands, release the heels outwards, and just breathe out through the mouth. Be aware of the sensations which arise. And once the more physical effects in the back have evaporated, be more aware of the heart space. Good. Place the hands under the shoulders to help you push back and sit onto your heels. Gently lower the head towards the ground. Bring your hands backwards. Hold on to your right wrist with your left hand so that the hands rest on the lower back, and you can really relax the shoulders also. Keep the eyes closed and draw your awareness once again into the inner heart space. Feeling that you are collecting your awareness into the cave of your heart. And just gradually dropping and releasing into this space. Good. Drop the hands to the sides. Use the hands to lift yourself up. The palms of the hands facing upwards on your lap. Your eyes remain closed, and just be very aware of the sensations which materialize for you in this present moment. Being aware of how the energy is becoming more refined, as the consciousness also begins to rise up into more subtle planes of your being. Good. So we're going to begin to really bring the energy up higher now in towards the throat area with Sarvangasana, which is the posture on the shoulders. You might like to fold your blanket and place it under the shoulder area to protect the cervical spine a little bit more. can lie on your back. Relaxing fully the whole area of the shoulder blades, lengthening slightly the neck. Turn your palms downwards as you breathe in. Lift the legs up towards the sky. As you breathe out, pushing up using your hands, supporting your lower back with the hands and joining the elbows slightly closer, finding the most vertical posture that you can in this present moment, releasing any unnecessary tension and allowing the energy to flow upwards in the body towards the throat area. Sustain with the eyes closed the full awareness in the throat. And it's when there is total stillness in the body that you can begin to trace with your awareness this full sublimation of the energy in towards the throat, Vishuddha chakra, which is already this opening of consciousness into the realm of the element of ether. It's connecting with the more subtle planes of existence. That's enough for now. You can slowly bring the hands down towards the ground. Root the palms to help you lower gently from the pose. Straightening out the legs, the palms facing upwards, just relaxing for a few moments in the corpse pose in Shavasana. But very much sustaining your awareness in the throat area. Allowing this quality of expansion to arise in the mind. Allowing yourself to go beyond the intellectual concepts of time and space. Coming into a more universal appreciation of reality. And you can turn your palms facing downwards and just slip your hands underneath the body with your arms straight. We're going to move into the fish pose, Matsyasana. And the feet are flexed. As you breathe in, lift up the trunk so you're resting your weight on your elbows. Round the chest, lifting the chest upwards, and then very gently drop the head backwards so that the top of the head is touching very gently on the floor. The mouth will be open. chest lifted. Allow the breath very gently to go in and out through the mouth. And bring your awareness fully to the top of the head, to sahasrara, to the crown chakra. Sustain your awareness on the top of the head, allowing the eyes to move upwards also. Allowing this energy flow on the front of the body to drop fully into the top of the head. That's enough for now. Slowly release the back of the head back down towards the ground. Bring the arms out from under the body. Turn the palms upwards. Keep the eyes closed. Sustain the awareness at the top of the head and the space above the head. Allowing for this quality of expansion. And you can very slowly keep your eyes closed, roll over to one side. Use your hands to bring yourself up towards a sitting position. And of course, here the people who have experience in yoga, they would be most welcome to complement this final pose with the posture on top of the headstand, sirsasana, but I'm not going to guide it as I don't feel that it's necessarily appropriate for all of the people who are present. I prefer you to sustain the energy that we have created without entering into mind. So find a comfortable sitting position with the eyes closed. And we're going to do a sounding practice, which means that we're going to use the sound of our voice to amplify the energy in the head space. And as you will be covering your ears and you won't be able to hear me so well, I'm just going to encourage you to do this practice 5 times. So here goes the explanation. You're going to place the thumbs, just pushing the front lobe of the ear in towards the hole to actually seal the ears. And then you're going to place the rest of the fingers lightly over the eyes to really create this darkness and this interiorization. And you're going to take a deep breath, and as you breathe out, just allow yourself to hum. So let's do that 5 times. You can count for yourself. Please start. Keep your eyes closed as you bring your hands back downwards, placing the left palm in the right palm in your lap with the thumbs joined. Maintain your awareness in the top of the head. And as you're aware of the space above the head, I invite you to merge this individual awareness with this universal space. Experimenting this quality of surrender into the source of life, this supreme field of consciousness. Offering individual perception to the absolute consciousness. Allowing this drop of water to merge back into the ocean. And regardless of where this has brought you, I invite you to return and be aware of the breath. And as the body breathes in, just visualize the energy coming in through the top of the head down towards the heart space. And as you breathe out, just imagine this energy flowing upwards to the space above the head. Breathing in this magnified consciousness in towards the heart. And breathing out heart consciousness in towards the universal field of consciousness. Breathing in this quality of universal love. And breathing back into the universe. Continue. release the guiding of the breath. Just expanding your awareness to embrace the global experience of existence in this moment. Allow this awareness just to sediment back into the physical body, allowing this recognition to also be present in the cells of the body, in the organs, in the blood, in the bone. Understanding that the most subtle and refined of vibrations are also manifest in solid matter. So you can feel the outline of your body, the weight of the body. The sounds, the tastes, the textures, the temperatures. And just really appreciating fully this richness of life with gratitude and with joy. So you can be fully in the body and at the same time be appreciating the subtlety of this invisible life vibration. This coexistence of spirit and matter. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Kamaya Mrityorma Amritam Kamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Namaste. Thank you very much for this practice. If you feel the need to complement this lying down for a few minutes, please do so. And as this is the last practice in this series, just to once again say thank you, thank you, thank you for your participation. And these recordings are still available until the end of the year, so please take advantage and go over them and practice them again for yourselves. And I'm very much available for any questions that you would like to ask. Maybe if you feel like having some quiet time now, which is quite natural after this type of practice, you may like to send me the messages later. And I will send out just a questionnaire form just to receive a little bit of feedback about these sessions. And it might be nice just to have a complimentary 8 chakra class one day, although we have really had this opportunity today to go through the whole system together. So yeah, I would love to receive some feedback. Good. So thanks once again, and I'm going to say goodbye, and and just say to Ione, I will be back in 5 minutes with you, okay? Take care.